Spurge here, and in this video we're going to break down the new Klim Mojave Pro Gloves. So, Klim doesn't add numbers to their gloves once they make changes. They just make a change, and now these are the Mojave Pros. So what I have on the table is the old version. You can see they were very outdated in their styling. A lot of people really liked them for what they were, but from a styling standpoint, it was time for a change, and that's what we have now with the new Mojave Pros. Now, from a pricing standpoint, these are going to stay around the same price. Did get a $5 bump, so they're going to sit right around the $70 price point. And they're really for adventure motorcycle riders that are spending a lot of their time off-road, or they're for dual sport riders that are, doing a little bit of on and off-road. You want some protection for the street, but you also want all that flexibility of a dirt glove. Now, I will say I have been using Klim gloves for years in the off-road arena. I think that my regular go-to is an older version of the Dakars. I also have the Dakar Pros. The Mojave Pros fit in there as well. So if you're thinking about where this falls into line, you would step up to the Dakar Pros if you want something that is more of a street focus. You're getting much more of a full leather construction with the Dakar Pros. And then you would step down to either the Mojave or the Dakar gloves if you want more of a true dirt bike glove. And the main difference there is stepping down to the Dakars and the Mojaves, you lose all the leather that you're seeing here. So the main distinction with the Mojave Pros is you're going to have that full goatskin leather perforated palm, but on the back you're going to have combinations of perforated goat with just a lot of 3D mesh. And from a flexibility standpoint, these are super lightweight. So you do get abrasion resistance, no aggressive palm sliders or things like that you would really typically see for a street-only glove. The name of the game here is a combination of breathability and flexibility for those riders that are spending a lot of time off-road, but every now and then your adventure takes you onto some pavement. So, from a sizing standpoint, sizes will range from a small up to a 3XL. I'm a 2 extra large in these gloves. I am pretty much a 2 extra large across the board in Klim, so no surprises for me. The one note here is I measure my hand the way Klim tells me to. I'm 9.5 inches. According to Klim's size chart, I should be in an extra large. I did size up one full size based on what they recommend, and these fit me perfectly. So I would make the same recommendation for you if you are looking at Klim's size chart. So, full goatskin perforation in the palm. That really has not changed over the previous version. What has changed, however, is the closure. So the old style had this little bit of extra material on the side. The Klim logo popped a little bit differently, and it just didn't have the same kind of a feel to it. I like the redesign on this. Not anything crazy, maybe just a little bit of a longer strip of Velcro, and it just kind of closes a little bit easier. So at first glance, it looks relatively similar to the old one, but it does close a little bit just more comfortably, I would say, more securely. I like the pull tab on this versus the old one. What I will say is with this old one, it ripped by about the second use, because I had the same pull tab on my original Dakars, and that lasts all of about 2 rides. So I love the fact that they went with a beefier pull. For someone like myself, I do like using a pull to get the gloves on and off. Not anything groundbreaking, but that alone is a big win as far as being able to not just rip it off by the second use. Working your way back down the hand, this is where you're going to see the majority of the changes. They went with a TPR honeycomb pattern, which you're going to see in a couple of the different Klim gloves. Underneath this, you're getting 3M XDR foam. So this is not like a hard TPU or anything like that. It's TPR, which is, rubber for the honeycomb design, and then you're getting a 3M XDR foam for your knuckle protection on this. Really, the biggest advantage here isn't so much when you're crashing on the ground, although that was quite comfortable actually as I'm punching the table. This is more about when tree branches or different sticks or stones are pounding your knuckles whilst riding. Anything that gets around those handguards you probably have on your motorcycle. This is just a little bit extra impact protection for really how you're using your motorcycle. But the style update is the major change here. You're not getting these 4 individual pieces of foam at each knuckle. You have it where you really need it over the back 3 knuckles, and then your index finger just gets its own little solo piece right there. Honeycomb down your outside fingers. Your 3D mesh works its way all the way down. and then that perforated goat skin just wraps around the tips. Fourchettes are done in a synthetic textile material, almost has like a kind of a soft, kind of a lycra feel to it. And then as you're looking on the inside here, I thought that these were like little Z's. Apparently they're lightning bolts, which indicates that there is now touch technology here that you can use. Only note here is that it does have a visor wipe. I would probably love to see that go away. That's the same as the old version, a little bit smaller, not as big, but still, if you're out there and you're just clutching all day long, I could see that maybe binding up a little bit. And plus, if you're using a street helmet, you'd probably wipe, but if I'm using goggles, I'm probably not using a little visor wipe to wipe. But it's there, and frankly, just in kind of playing around with some of the clutches that are on the bikes here, I don't see it offering too much resistance, but not typically something you would see in the dirt segment. 3D mesh down the back of the thumb on this, and really, that's about it. Lightweight in its design, very comfortable, and one of the questions that I see from a lot of new riders in the adventure sphere is they show up and they're wearing full-on street gloves. And after about 10 miles down a section of off-road, their hands are shot because they're using street gloves, which are super stiff. You can't clutch, you can't brake in the same way. And if you're riding your adventure bike or your dual sport bike, because this is really aimed at both audiences, off-road, you're just using that clutch all the time. And really a lighter weight, more comfortable pair of gloves is the way to go. I like the fact that this gives you the best of both worlds. You get some leather in the palm, a little bit of extra padding at the palm for those of you that are using it on the street, but really, as soon as you get to the off-road section, you don't need to worry about pulling over and switching gloves. So a nice little mix of both worlds with the Mojave Pros, and again, compared to the old version, just a really clean style update. I know style is probably the biggest criticism for a lot of Klim gloves, and it's really my only criticism too. I would love to see maybe some wild colors, Klim. Like they're really good at giving people that want monotone colors, but I would love some wacky, wild colors in their glove line or their overall line. So don't be afraid of it, Klim. Embrace some hot neon pinks and yellows. That's what, I feel like that's like Homer Simpson when he recommends how he wants his car to look because nobody's gonna actually buy it. So maybe you know better than me, but for me, I wouldn't mind a hot pink pair of gloves. So that's my wish list for Christmas next year. Anyway, we're getting off track here. If you want more information on the Klim Mojave Pro Gloves, you can always click the info button on your desktop or mobile device. You can read other rider reviews from folks that are out there putting these gloves through their paces. And if you have more questions for us, you can always reach out to our customer service team. You can give them a shout. They can walk you through all the different gloves available at different price points to make sure you find the right gloves to match your riding style and how much money you are looking to spend. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Klim Mojave Pro Gloves. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.